30% off all OSP, Yamamoto, and some amazing big baits. 40% off select Sunline, Issei, and Jackal. 50% off select Megabass, Lucky Craft, and Daiwa. This is our annual Cyber Sunday 30, 40, 50 sale. Let's have some fun. Welcome to the Hookup Tackle.
Oh, what a stud.
Yeah. Look at that.
That was sick.
Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. All right, guys, some breaking news. What's new this week at the Hookup Tackle?
What a beautiful coastline fish.
Look at that.
Look at that gut on that. That's a nice fish.
Happy Sunday, everyone. I'm Ben with the Hookup Tackle, the Tackle Otaku on Instagram, being joined this fine morning by my buddy Jeffrey the King. Jeff,
Hello, sir.
happy, to all of you out there, happy Thanksgiving week. Jeff, I hope you had a great Thursday.
It was fantastic. I actually ate food.
Really?
Yeah. Crazy, right?
Turkey and like normal things?
No.
Yeah, okay.
No, I had some water.
Water's not food, bro.
One like a little roll, a slice of some type of meat, and then I think a piece of pie.
I feel like you're
I'm full still.
on. Yeah.
I'm full
I don't
still.
even know what to do with you anymore. I'm just gonna ignore you the rest of the episode. Cheers, my friends. Happy Sunday. I hope you guys had an amazing week. I hope you guys actually got some time to hang out with your family, maybe to do some fishing. Jeff, I know you went fishing and it was amazing as always.
Dude, it was
right?
absolutely incredible.
You caught what you always catch, right?
Yeah, water.
Congratulations. Good job. What's that? And
Yeah,
then he
and then I
drank
drank
that
the lake
water.
water.
Yep.
Yeah.
Caught the water and drank it. Punishes. He has to eat everything he catches.
Yep.
I don't even know what we're talking about
Not anymore, no.
This whole week has just been so crazy with this sale and that sale. Before we get started, by the way, today's another sale.
Yeah, another
so
sale.
this is our annual Cyber Sunday sale where we do 30% off a bunch of items, 40% off a bunch of items, 50% off a bunch of items, and then whatever's not included in those, we are still running our 20% off store-wide Black Friday sale as well. So hopefully there'll be some sale pricing on a lot of things that you guys are into. Before we jump into that, just a couple real quick housekeeping. First of all, guys, thank you so much for the business. We have been running different promotions all week, and you guys have been so supportive. You've absolutely killed us, which is amazing. So, thank you on behalf of myself and everybody here, guys. Thank you for the business. It means a lot to us for the support. So cheers to you guys. On that note, here at the Hookup, we try our best to be very fast and efficient at shipping. So we know you guys want to order something and get it quick, and I want to get it to you as fast as possible so you guys can use it. If you guys are used to same day shipping and getting that stuff really quick, throw that out the window for a few days, okay? We're doing about 10 times the volume this week that we normally do, and we're a pretty small company, so we're all working around the clock, extra hours, overtime, but it's going to take us a few days to get caught up. So be patient with us. I promise you, it is our utmost priority to make sure that we are pulling your orders correctly, getting it out correctly so that you guys can enjoy it. So have a little patience on our staff. They're doing the best they can. I'm trying to crack the whip a lot, but they only drink water. So they're just so weak. So weak. Cheers. Let's jump in. Jeff, are you ready?
Let's see what you got.
Here we go. Let's start with the magical 30% off.
Oh.
Okay? So we're adding an extra 10% on. There's a lot of super dope things. I'm going to fly through these. Okay? So here is your 30% off category. And by the way, the sale is going to run today and tomorrow. So Cyber Sunday, Cyber Monday, but it is based on availability. So if something sells out, it's gone. Okay, so if any of these speak to you, I would snatch them up before everybody else snatches them. Okay, so let's start right here. 30% off OSP. Now, not select OSP, OSP. So anything in the brand is 30% off. You guys took advantage of our buy one, get one free sale that we ran on Black Friday on hard baits. Now you can round out your lineup with all the soft baits or anything that was missing. So if you missed that sale, all the hard baits, crankbaits, Go Live, I mean beavers, shads, all that stuff, 30% off. There's also a couple of standouts that I think I should let you guys know about. We just added back some of the frogs that we haven't had in a really long time. So the OSP diving frog is one that we haven't had in a really, really long time. The OSP found a batch that they had kind of forgotten about. So we took them all. Diving frog is a hollow bodied frog that is designed with kind of this crazy cup that you can actually just swim it like a crankbait, and it will dive and move subsurface just about, I don't know, 6 inches, 8 inches below the water. So it actually dives just subsurface and kind of swims like a crankbait so that you get just a little bit different look. You can also walk it subsurface. It's a really cool frog. It's just something a little bit different. So to have them come back at all was cool. To get them at 30% off, you might as well. There's also a ton of colors in the spintail frog that we haven't had in years. So if you guys, I know November isn't exactly frog season for most people.
There's one guy I know.
For Griff, it's kind of the start of his frog season. And a lot of you guys in Florida and some of the warmer places that chose wisely on your place to live may be in the middle of it. For the rest of you guys, this has to be kind of forward thinking. These probably won't be here by May or June when you need them. So scoop them up. Again, plastics, spinner baits, bait finesse stuff, jerk baits, dice. I mean, you don't want to spend 20 bucks a pack. It's a great chance to pick them up. So take advantage, guys. Go Live Mania is happening, 30% off of all OSP now. All right, while we are on 30% off brand wide, let's jump over to Yamamoto. So everything Yamamoto, 30% off. So if you guys are Senko fans, Hula Grub fans, you want to try the new Yamacraw, maybe the Slinko, whatever floats your boat, 30% off of all Yamamoto plastics is also happening right now. All right, and one more brand-wide 30% off. Our friends at Imakatsu. This is going to apply for everything in the Imakatsu line. So from big baits, if you're a big bait guy, Jeff, there's stuff for you.
Great.
They even make bug baits.
Oh,
that's what
even better.
That's what I was referring to.
Even better, yeah.
Soft baits, there's a ton of those. Small baits, so they got little gills, they got crankbaits, even got little finesse jigs. So a great chance, if you guys aren't using the Imakatsu line now, it's a great chance to maybe explore, try something, see if you like it. If you're Imakatsu fans, you can scoop everything up 30% off. All right, 30% off. Here we go. We're gonna get product specific now. Within Deps, 30% off slide swimmers.
Wow.
Okay, so these are going to fly. Right now on the 175, I got a ton of colors. So anywhere from trouts to shads to carps, I got everything pretty much in stock. In the 250s, I'm down to just a couple of colors, but they're good colors, like Pro Blue, Flash Carp, I mean, really key colors. So if you guys want to get into this, Jeff, you just did a recent video talking about the slide swimmer.
I did,
and how it's pretty much the greatest glide bait of all time. If you guys didn't see that and want to check it out, Jeff he'll shamelessly plug himself up here somewhere. Check it out. Slide swimmer, one of everybody's favorite. The new version of the 175 goes hand in hand with it. So 30% off slide swimmers. How about 30% off one of our favorite crankbaits in the store, Evokes.
Wow.
Okay, so this is just a promo that we're doing for you guys. So the Evoke 1.2, the Evoke 1.8, the Evoke 2.0, 30% off while supplies last. These are gonna fly. Okay, so make sure you scoop up whatever you want on those, but those are 30% off. And then the Deps High Sider 172 will also be a part of the 30% off. This is the new multi-joint, kind of a wake bait, but you can use it as a crank down as well. The lip comes out if you want to, you know, have different movements out of it, have a little tighter movement out of it. You can put the lip in and have it more as a crank down style. So cool bait, 30% off all that from Deps. All right, some more really cool hard baits from our friends at Raid. We're gonna do 30% off of the Killer D and the Gravity Impact, or otherwise known as the GI. Now this is a super dope little crank down, kind of a gill profile bait, but just a really cool bait with a metal lip. You can crank it down, you can grind it into rocks. The Killer D is going to be a topwater wake bait similar to a gong. We're also going to pass that on to the Deca Dodge. We're going to pass it on to one of our favorite jerk baits, the Level Minnow and the Level Minnow Plus. So this is an amazing jerk bait. At 30% off, it's just a crazy amazing jerk bait. So scoop those up. Also in the plastics, we are going to do it on the Battle Hogs and on the Libero. Okay, so 30% off all those items from Raid. All right, Jeff, more big baits. Our friends over at Madness, we're doing 30% off of all Ballums. So both sizes, you can do the 245 or the 300. You can do either sink rate, floating, or the slow sink. This is a great kind of, I'm going to call it a speed swim bait. So designed to burn, designed to 8-trap. You can do a lot of cool things with this, but an amazing way to pick those up. And we've got almost every color in stock right now. So great supply on these, 30% off of those. I know I said I was done with full brands, but screw it, let's do it. 30% off everything Gancraft. Wow. So you guys want jointed claws. Jeff, I know you and I both big fans of the jointed claw. Yep. Been around forever, just a great bait. We've got a big supply of jointed claws. We're also gonna pass it on to their jerk baits, their crank baits, and in my opinion, one of the best spinner baits on the market, the Killer's Bait line of spinner baits. So check those out, 30% off right now. All right, Jeff, let's just stay in the lane of things that you like.
Ooh, DRT.
So DRT Jokers, this is a favorite around the shop. It's kind of a big wake bait, so it takes a little bit of confidence to throw, but it's an amazing wake bait. We're gonna do 30% off. We have a handful left in the DRT Working Class Zero Joy Thief collab. So those are gonna be 30% off. We're also gonna do 30% off of all DRT accessories. So if you guys need any lips or tails or guards or anything like that, you can take advantage over the next 2 days and scoop those up. Staying in the big bait realm, we are gonna throw some Bait Sanity in there. So we're gonna do 30% off of their Tug topwater bait. This is the topwater bait that has that big internal kind of knocking weight that as it pops in the water, it's designed to mimic the sound of a fish feeding and crushing something on the surface. So we're gonna do 30% off of those. We're also gonna do 30% off of the Bones Explorer. So these are designed, you get the body, okay? And then you can add your own accessories. So you're gonna have to add your own tail. You're gonna have to add your own hooks. You basically connect it together, but you get the body at a really good price. That way, if you guys already have the hatch match tails and all that kind of stuff, you can assemble it together. We're gonna do 30% off of those. All right, more big baits. This is one of my personal favorites. This is from Elements. This is the Elements Da Vinci. Now, this is a single jointed, basically kind of a single jointed swim bait lipless is how I would refer to it. So you can get a little bit of walk out of it, but very, very subtle. Really where this bait shines is on a straight retrieve. You can get it, especially if you guys are fishing around aquatic vegetation, you can get it in grass, rip it out. You're basically gonna fish it the same way you would fish a lipless, but you get this big body profile. There's rumble tails that you could add to the back of it to give it even a huge look. It's a super cool bait. We got a bunch of colors in now, so we're gonna do 30% off of those. Jumping over to line, we're gonna do 30% off of Daiwa J-Braid, both in the regular and in the grand. So take your pick, any of that stuff. We're also gonna do 30% off of Samurai Fluoro. So it could be filler spools, bulk spools, but a great chance to scoop those up. We have pretty much everything in stock in good quantities now. So grab those while you can. All right, Jeff, we're gonna extend the 30% into Evergreen International. Now, about 6 weeks ago, we got a huge shipment of like some Japan only Evergreen. We're gonna throw the 30% off across the whole brand. Okay, so if you guys want to scoop up any of this hard to get Japan only stuff like Royal Flashes, Timber Flashes, we're going to do it on like the Metal Attic spoons. We're going to do it on the Little Maxes. We're going to do it on the soft baits. Tons of items are going to be included in this. We're even going to jump over and do it on a bunch of hard baits on the US side, so like combat cranks. We're going to throw that into the 30% off as well. So take advantage of that from Evergreen. All right, our friends over at Whiplash Factory are passing on the 30% off to you. Whiplash is predominantly hard baits. They make some amazing topwater baits. You guys have probably been seeing Griff and myself posting a lot on Instagram on them. They also make some soft plastics as well. So check those out. It's a great chance to kind of see what that brand's all about. So 30% from Whiplash. Duo is offering the 30% off on some really cool baits. So the G8720A, that's their 20-foot diving crankbait. Those are going to be 30% off, and there's a bunch in stock. Their brand new Spin Bait 80 Shallow will also be 30% off. This is a great one for keeping higher vegetation, ripping through grass. Their most famous jerkbait, the Jerkbait 120, that is going to be a part of it as well. And then their Realis wriggle sticks in both sizes, both the 4-inch and the 3-inch size. Wriggle stick, similar to kind of like a cover scat, where it's kind of designed to get down to the bottom, but it's got this really unique kind of phallic shape to it that gives it, you know, it's the way you move the worm, not the size that matters, Jeff. So this is a great option, 30%. All right, our friends at Lucky Craft are passing on 30% on the LV500 DRS. This is the single knocking version of the LV500. It's available in some really good colors: Ghost Minnow, Chartreuse Shad, Teal Cross, so on and so forth. All the JDM only Bee Freezes are going to be 30% off. So this is a great chance. Bee Freeze is basically the JDM version of the pointer that we have. So same bait, just some different colors in there. Some really great bait fish patterns. Slender pointers are also going to be a part of the 30% off. And then the KJ Flat, a great flat side bait, will also be 30% off from Lucky Craft. All right, Engine Baby Gillfin. We're throwing these into the 30% off pile. Just a nice, natural little bluegill drop shot bait. Going bigger on the drop or on the bluegill side, the Nekasogi gill from Fat Lab are also going to be a part of it. Just a very popular bait around Lake Biwa. One of the first probably big baits really to make a huge dent in the scene. So 30% off of those. And then the PB Rat, the one-piece mini rat. This is a super sick bait. You guys can walk it. It wakes super, super hard. Those are going to be 30% off as well. All right, Jeff, this week we released some new winter gear from Simms. This is going to be Simms Hookup Collab winter gear. We're going to do 30% off on all of it because I want you guys to get it. This is super sick gear. So try it out. I think if you will try it, you'll love it. Now, Simms gear is going to fit true to size. So if you are an XL normally in like a shirt, then you're going to be an XL in their jacket. Their line is designed so you could get an XL in a Solar Flex, XL in a hoodie, XL in a jacket, and just be in that size through the way. Okay, so you guys can just order straightforward, but this is the new Santee flannel color. Pretty dope. Oh, even Jeff is shaking his head. Okay, that's good. That doesn't happen very often with you with Simms. Vermilion hoodie, pretty straightforward, just green. Nice, simple. It's got through pockets here. There's also a pocket in there. So that is available. New CX hoodie in a camel color with our logo in the corner. So that'll be a good one, especially if you're hunting like, I don't know, camels or something, where you need this color.
Hunting
camels? Yeah, you know, in the desert. Cold weather hoodies. We've had the red and green. This is the new Neptune blue color. And then literally my favorite jacket of all time, the new Shacket. So we've had the Shacket. All the sizes are in. And by the way, most of these are going to have sizes medium to 3XL. Okay, so I know a lot of times, you know, big dudes like me, you know, 2XL, 3XL guys, we have a hard time finding things, Jeff. You little fuckers, you always have. There's mediums always on a shelf.
Well, I need a small. What do you mean?
I was trying to make you feel big. There you go. That was your chance, and you blew it. Okay. Shacket has this super dope new green color as well, so black or green. 30% off all of those. All right, we are also doing 30% off on a bunch of bags and packs, okay? So I'm just gonna highlight a few of them, but check it out. We got a ton of them online. So there is a Sims mesh duffel that we collab with them with our logo on one side. This is just a great all-around gear storage. 30% off on those. OSP messenger bags. This is a sick bag, one of my favorites. We're doing 30% off of those. A ton of Sims packs, from hip packs to chest packs to backpacks, and a ton of Raid packs. Raid also makes some amazing bags, like the messenger bag. They make some great hip packs as well. So if you guys are in the market for a pack, great chance to scoop those up. All right, Jeff, we also have to throw some 30% off rods into the pile. Absolutely. I mean, let's do it. Can't all be about lures, right?
Okay.
Deps rods. We're gonna do 30% off across the board. So if you guys have not gone down the Deps rabbit hole yet, this is a great opportunity to do this. So they make some swim bait rods, they make some sidewinder rods that are great for crankbaits, buzz baits. They make gain element rods that are just so light and crisp. So an amazing chance to scoop those up. We're gonna do 30% off of Deps rods. We're also going to do 30% off of Raid Gladiator Maximum rods. Now this is their highest end rod. I really just want you guys to try it, because I think if you try it, you're going to be really impressed by these rods. They're sensitive, they're super light. They make a ton of different models, both in casting and in spinning. So take a look. There's a bunch of stinger tip rods as well. So if you guys like that stinger tip to get those little micro movements out of your baits, there might be a perfect option in there. So 30% off of those. We're gonna do 30% off of all Valley Hill rods. So there's even Blacktail distance editions in there. So 30% off of those. And then finally, we're gonna do 30% off of all Nori's rods as well. So there's still some Roadrunner hard bait rods, which is an amazing crankbait rod. There's some flip rods. There's a handful of different ones over there. So 30% off all of those. All right, Jeff, we finished 30%.
That was a lot of stuff.
That was a lot.
And it was a lot of good stuff, too.
A lot of stuff, really cool stuff. I'm very grateful if any of the brands are watching. Thank you guys for working with us to be able to bring this every year. This is super dope that we can do that. So cheers to you. I'm gonna take a swig. You still full from all that water eating?
Oh, dude. You could probably still hear it in my stomach, swishing around.
Your small stomach?
Yeah.
Gonna be extra small. You just keep eating water. You know this.
Huh? Oh, that's even better. So
Okay.
I can.
So you can
drink
what?
less.
Look like a little child? Weirdo. All right, 40% off. Are you ready? We're gonna start right here with Sunline. We're doing a ton of Sunline 40% off. So I'm gonna kind of walk through these with you. So, flippin' fluorocarbon, night fluorocarbon, structure fluorocarbon, 40% off. Okay. Defire Armillo and regular Defire. This is an amazing mono, great top water line, 40% off. Eon Fine Float. This is kind of a lighter size line designed for topwater fishing. It's really bright so you can see it, 40% off. Oh, I forgot this, and fluorocarbon. System Leader, FC100. There's not a lot left. Someone discontinued this earlier this year. It's an amazing leader line, but whatever's left, we're doing 40% off. And then a couple of braids. Siglon PE Advanced. This is the multicolored line. It's a great, very, very soft line. Manages great. The only thing you got to be careful with this, if your fingers get really rough, it'll kind of fluff the braid. So if you have nice, soft, smooth hands like I do, it's just great to go on there. And then, of course, my favorite braid, Defire D braid. We only have a few sizes left, but whatever is left, you guys can have 40% off. All right, let's jump over to Jackal. We're gonna do 40% off on some select items from Jackal. Now, most of these are Japan only, which is super dope. So, Dizras. This is a cool little, I'm gonna call it a swim bait. It's basically a propped kind of HUD tail style bait that you think of it as a spy bait. I think that's probably the closest way to think of it. So you get a really cool, tail thump with it, and then the prop churning. 40% off on those. Any bounty fish that we have in stock, 40% off. Okay, so this is the floating jointed bait. You guys can take 40% off of those. Sleek Mikeys. Okay, these are also going to be 40% off. Now you guys can fish these on their own, but this new style that are the Alabama Customs are designed to go on either an Alabama rig, or what they're doing in Japan a lot is they're using mid-strolling but with a Alabama rig instead of just like a jig head and a soft plastic. So they're taking a rig like the Jackal Luster blade, for instance. This is just a big rig of blades with one wire in the middle, and they're using a bait like a Sleek Mikey in the middle because it manages really good as you're kind of twitching it and the whole thing's kind of moving up. That bait is having an amazing walk subsurface. You guys can do 40% off of those. All right, our friends at Bottom Up have passed the 40% off on the Bottom Up Jolly, the Bottom Up Volleyball Swimmer, and their Scooper Frog Magnum. Now there's not a lot of colors left in this, but there's a handful of really good ones. So you guys can definitely take advantage and scoop those up at 40% off. The Volleyball Swimmer, one of probably the best paddle tail style baits on the market, has an amazing body wiggle to it, has an amazing shimmy fall when you kill it. And then the Jolly's kind of a subsurface spy bait type bait as well. So some great opportunities there. Issei has passed their 40% off on their entire line. Okay, so all their soft plastics, whether you want the gill flat, caramel shad, you want any of their worms, great chance to check these guys out. 40% off all Issei. All right, our buddy over at Rooms Plus, one of the nicest guys in fishing, probably one of the hardest working guys in fishing, probably hand making everything still to this day. We are going to do a 40% off on a couple of items. So this is the Magnum Alcatraz, a super sick crankbait I think you guys will love. And then the Brain Knocker is kind of a hand carved, it's a foam bait. Okay, so it's a little bit more expensive than like a traditional ABS would be. Super durable, it's got an amazing action to it. It's gonna be a wake bait similar to a gong where it has a blade in the back, but a great chance to check them out and scoop them up at 40% off from Rooms Plus. All right, Jeff, you just fished with this guy.
Mr. Okura Manabu-san.
An amazing guy, an amazing angler. I love that video, by the way.
Oh yeah, it was.
Is that the last time you ate normal food?
Yeah, that ramen on his boat. Yeah.
If you guys didn't see Jeff fishing with him, he can shamelessly plug that video as well. It's a super cool video. That dude's cool. Yeah. He's got a lot of insight, and you just get to see a fun day of fishing out on Lake Biwa. But we are going to do 40% off on a couple of his baits. The Devil Swimmer, which is just a great rigged paddle tail bait. This is a great alternative to something like a mag draft. Just has a different swim to it. Similar that it's rigged, but a different hooking system, a different movement, different swim. And then also their new Waka bait, which is a great Alabama rig style bait. Those are also going to be 40% off. All right, ISM has really gotten popular in the store with their Air Terrace. They make a lot of other hard baits as well. We're going to do 40% off the entire line, give you guys a chance to explore ISM, try it out for yourself, and see what you like. So all ISM, 40% off. All right, a few more things, Jeff. Zoltz. This is a popular line brand in Japan. It's a really good line at a really kind of cheap price. So if you guys are looking for some fluorocarbon alternatives, you want to try to save a little money from something like a Sunline or a Seaguar and try something different, Zoltz might be worth exploring. They also have some great monos, some braids. That's on sale anyways. We'll throw it in somebody's box. So while supplies last, 40% off on all Zoltz line. We are doing 40% off on a bunch of Nori's baits, including the Flip Gill. So Nori's obviously one of the most popular Japanese brands. Takumi Ito has really put them on the map. We're going to do 40% off all those bad boys. We're going to do 40% off a couple of big baits. We are going to do it on the JSJ Loose Caboose. This is a great silicone single hook bait. 40% off of those. And we're also going to do 40% off of the Wild Lures Wild Beat. Okay, so it seems like every year we do this sale on these guys when we get a special promotion from them. This is a very big bait. one that you can throw. It does walk. It just has a crazy kind of wide swim. If you just straight swim it, you can burn it. You can do a lot of different things with it. But this is a really interesting bait. Some crazy colors available now. So 40% off all those while supplies last. All right, Jeff, time for another swig. Okay?
Swig.
That wraps the 40% off segment of this episode, and we are moving on to the 50% off
That's ridiculous.
category. Are you ready?
That's a big number.
Half off.
Isn't that your age?
Relax there, water boy.
Got it.
Just so you guys know, 50% off is going to be way below what like dealer cost would be on any of these items. So this is the best pricing you're probably ever going to see on any of these items. So if any of them speak to you, I would scoop them up. Make sure you grab them while you can. Cheers. You ready, Jeff? We're going to fly through it. Let's go. All right. Mega Bass Mag Slow. We're going to do 50% off. Now, we only have the 5-inch available, but it's a great all-around size. You're basically right at an ounce. It's 7/8 of an ounce. So basically at 1 ounce, you can throw it very easily. While supplies last, those are going to be 50% off. We're also doing 50% off on the entire Mibro brand. Okay, so baits like the Ryoshi Crank, which is one of my favorites. It has an amazing side-to-side walk. You can do it on the Adapt Swimmer. You can do it on the Warlock. Mibro makes some great hard baits, really famous for their crankbaits. So all those are going to be 50% off. We're going to do 50% off across the board on Valley Hill. So both hard baits and soft baits. So if you guys want to take advantage of getting something like the Giganato or whatever I have left in our custom colors of LE500 GPs, or if you want to do, you know, finesse jigs, the Devil Jig or the Devil Shaker, or even some of their soft plastic to make a GP Newt that's great on a Carolina rig or a free rig, all those are going to be 50% off while supplies last. All right, Jeff, one of the custom colors that we do in the shop is a color called Essadon. It's one of the first ones that we made because out here where we are, Morning Dawn, like those clear transparent pink colors are really kind of a thing.
Good deal.
Like, they've been a thing for decades, right? So we're going to do 50% off all Essadon baits throughout the store, okay? Wow. So whatever you want to do, and we make it in a bunch. So we make them in things like the Blitz Max DR, Blitz EX. I mean, a lot of OSP has Essadon in them. Jerk baits, crankbaits. Same with Lucky Craft. There's a ton of Lucky Craft in them as well. Crankbaits, some LV, some jerk baits. So anything in that Essadon is basically a light pink back, kind of a clear scaly side, and then a very faint clear chartreuse on the bottom. Great chance for you guys to try it, see if it's a color that speaks to you. If you guys are in Clearwater, that's really where this is going to shine. So there you go, 50% off all Essadon. We are going to do 50% off all Hideup. Now, we don't have a ton of these left, so if this is a bait that you guys use, it'd be a great chance to scoop these up. But all Hideup crankbaits are going to be 50% off. They make a great little crankbait. They make a big square bill. They make some great mid divers. So definitely worth checking them out. A brand that I hate talking about, I just want these out of here.
Please.
So if you guys would just buy them already,
that'd be great.
Don't tell me if you ever catch a fish on them. I don't want to hear the brand. I hate Berkley, but you know, before we kind of discontinued Berkley, we were buying a lot of Berkley Japan stuff. So any of the Berkley Japan baits are going to be 50% off. All right, OSP accessories. Okay. They make some really, really good ones. We're going to do 50% off all OSP accessories. So they have things like
the bike
trolling
seat?
mover.
Oh, right.
Yeah, you could use it as a bike seat. Yeah, tiny little seat for you. It'd be cute. Or a trolling motor prop cover.
Oh, right.
Rod covers that I love. I use these all the time for, you know, bringing multiple rods in your car at one time, or if you're a co-angler, you just need to kind of transport rods in and out of a boat. And then also trolling motor wire sleeves. This will wrap all those cords and wires from your trolling motor and your graph down to your foot pedal in style, right? So a bunch of colors in all those, 50% off of those. All right, Jeff, let's talk about some 50% off Daiwa really quick, okay? So these are going to be mostly in hard baits. Relax.
A2.
Okay? So TD Vibrations, 50% off of those bad boys. rapid cranks from Dial. We're going to do 50% off of those. The Hemco Minnow, those are also going to be 50% off. This is a great bait that nobody's really taking advantage of. I think you guys would really like this bait if you tried it. So try it at 50% off. Take a stab, see if it's something that speaks to you. It has a great weight transfer system in it, so it's easy to cast. A very famous bait in Japan. I think you guys will dig it. Prorex Bessies. This is that basically that collab with Nishini. Designed for muskie or just crazy bass. Right? Pike could be a great one. We're going to do 50% off of that. And then do you remember last year, some idiot ordered some bulk spools of J-braid, and it was just super dumb.
Oh, and the weird colored ones, right?
Yeah,
that
right. We just
Yep.
made them go away 50% off.
Yeah.
Only an idiot would make the same mistake 2 years in a row.
Oh.
So we should fire that guy.
That guy is done for.
So if you guys like multicolored braid,
Very multicolored.
in bulk spools, so these are going to be like 500-meter spools.
In reasonable
In
sizes,
sizes
right?
that make no sense, like 100-pound.
So we're going group.
120-pound. Yeah, if you're going grouper fishing and
We
need
got
some
you.
multicolored braid, this is a great chance to get it for 50% off. I know it probably speaks to a lot of you. It'll save me from losing my job. So if you want to see me on here another episode without everybody just taking me back there and just beating me up, here you go. 50% off on amazing must-have braid. Yeah. You could drop shot with 120.
120 would be fine.
Yeah. Oops.
Yeah.
Sail on that one. Kasumi Designs. We are doing 50% off the whole brand. So they make some really kind of weird, funky baits. There's some soft plastic baits. There's some swim baits, like the Boracon 150. They make some interesting things. They're just different. They're interesting. They're kind of weird, but kind of cool at the same time. So maybe at 50% off, it might be worth you guys trying. So 50% off of those. All right, Jeff, earlier we talked about Gancraft hard baits, spinner baits, famous for those baits, 30% off. Something they're not very famous for are their soft baits, right? So let's give you guys a chance to try them. So while supplies last, we're going to do 50% off of Gancraft soft baits. So the Bettys, the Cabradas, the Bariki Shads, all that, we're going to do 50% off while supplies last on Gancraft soft plastics. Also, Tiemco makes some amazing soft plastics, Vibra Shrimp, Vibra Grub. They also make a very popular single joint glide, the MB1 Custom. We're going to do 50% off of Tiemco products as well. Our friends at Lucky Craft. We already had some 30% off items, right? Now we have some 50% off items, okay? So baits like the Tone Prop Jerk. This is a Japan-only bait. Designed as kind of a top water kind of rip bait. You can swim it like a wake bait. You can kind of pop it like a devil's horse. Really cool bait. We're going to do 50% off of those. All of our Lucky Craft MTO crankbaits are going to be 50% off. And there's a bunch of just small, hidden little Japanese-only kind of baits that are in there, like the spin boards and some various things. So we're going to throw them all up on that sales page. Take advantage. You guys can get those 50% off. All right, Jeff, our friends over at Adusta have agreed to do 50% off their entire product line. Okay, so everything from Adusta is going to be half off. So really cool baits like the Silent Blaster. It's a big, loud wake bait. They've got some great crawler style baits as well. So you've got things like the Zach Crawl SC and the Zach Crawl Junior. Going to be really cool little crawlers for you guys. 50% off. All the way to like their Shiner jumpers, Shiner twitches, so cool little jerk baits, 50% off everything Adusta. All right, GetNet Cultiva. We are going to do 50% off their Adjuster Shad and the Burrican Swimmer. This is a very popular swim bait, so GetNet Cultiva is basically just Owner Japan. Okay, and they make some really cool soft plastics. So while supplies last on those, we're going to do 50% off of those. Our buddy over at Noike. This is a really cool brand that has zero traction in the USA. This is just designed to help get him some traction. Now, right now, they make a bunch of small baits. These are going to be more finesse-y baits. You guys throwing heavy line and flipping and punching, this is not going to apply to you. But you bait finesse guys, you finesse guys. They make some really dope baits out of really good plastic that the fish respond to well. This is just a husband and wife operation, hand making everything. We're gonna do 50% off just to give you guys a chance to try some of their baits. They have some really cool things coming down the road, and I want you guys to be excited about them. So if you try some of what they have now, I think you guys will really like it. 50% off of those. All right, our annual 50% off of ZPI Zelos machine cut handles. That is happening now as well. Make sure you guys pay attention to what reels each handle fits. Some of them will fit Daiwa, some of them will fit Shimano, but while supplies last, all of those are gonna be 50% off. And then some measuring boards. I'm gonna make OSP and Bottom Up compete for your business, just because it seems kind of funny. So they both have a really cool, easy to carry measuring board that you guys can use to, take with you, carry easy in a pack or in your pocket, and measure out your fish, but all those are gonna be 50% off as well. All right, and then finally, let's end without breaking these rods. That would be good. A relatively new brand to the shop. This is from the brand Major Craft. Now, Major Craft is a Japanese brand, really specialized in less expensive offerings to the JDM market. So if you guys are used to, $400, $500, $800,000 for a rod, these are going to be rods that are going to be in the $100 to $200, $250 price range. Now, the Nanoaces, okay, this is usually like a $109 to $139. We have them all priced at $99, and they're buy one, get one free. Okay, so you're gonna get 2 rods for 99 bucks, so basically less than 50 bucks a rod, a great deal. I just wanted to show some of these to you guys. I've been getting a lot of questions. They have a lot of different models, anywhere from frog rods to jerk baits, top waters. There's a swim bait rod in here. There's jig and worm rods, right? There's flipping rods. So a lot of different options, both spinning and casting. Most all of them come with a Fuji Easy Keeper also. So, those a lot of times are like $7, $8. So you're gonna get one of those each with the rod too. They're just kind of no nonsense rods. So are these gonna replace a normal rod that we talk about in the store? Of course not. But a lot of guys are looking for rods for their kids or their friends, and they come in and like, dude, I don't want my friends using my P5s. What do you got? This would be a good performance rod for really cheap right now at the buy one, get one half off. So these are gonna be available while supplies last. Once your model sells out, that's it, okay? So take advantage. Those are available right now. All right, Jeff, that is a wrap.
That's it.
Happy Cyber Sunday, everyone. If you have questions on anything we covered, I know we just flew through a ton of stuff. Drop it down below. I will get answers for you guys. And again, we're going to run this sale today and tomorrow. So take advantage. If you guys want to come back a million times between now and tomorrow, that's great. Feel free to do that. One quick note on the buy one, get one free Major Craft rods. I would recommend doing that order separate. Okay, so sometimes the buy one, get one, and then the discount get a little weird. So you can try it, but if you have any glitches in the cart, just buy the rods and then go back and do your 30, 40, 50 or vice versa. So guys, on behalf of myself and Jeff and everybody here at the Hookup Tackle, once again, thank you guys for the support. Thank you for your business. Thank you for giving us time on your Sunday. I hope this is an enjoyable sale for you. Try some things that you haven't tried before. Think outside the box. Give yourself some fun toys to play with. Treat yourself to something nice this Christmas, right? Cheers, guys. Happy holidays. I can't believe it's already this season that we're saying this. This is nuts. And I'm still in shorts. Thank God I chose wisely. Cheers, my friends. Have an amazing Sunday. We will see you again next week. Peace.